Hey everyone, welcome back. It's me, Dee. I wanted to share with you a journal that I've created. It's titled Behind the Castle Window, Time Stood Still. And I was inspired to do this by my honeymoon, which happened a very long time ago. But I've always been fascinated by the medieval era. And I just think there's something magical about castles and like the whole inner workings and what life would be like to live in a castle. And you just build this enormous structure like in a mountainside or a hillside, and it's just so massive, and just like the magnitude of it. And I don't know, I've always found it a very fascinating era. And so I was inspired by my honeymoon. My husband and I went to Europe. We went to England, and my dream was to see, explore, experience a true live medieval castle. And I got to do that with actually many castles because of they're just so prominent out there. So we had a wonderful time, and we got to experience nature and just a whole different type of living, and just it was very magical. Anyways, so I wanted to share with you what I've created. And I used in this journal, all the graphic images are from the Graphics Fairy. It's a club I belong to, and they have wonderful images. They have thousands. I mean, there's like no limit to what you can do. So I will place their link down below. And I did a lot of hand stamping in here, and I'll let you know where I did that. And yeah, so let's begin. And also check out my shop on Etsy at Golden Nest Studio. I'll place my link down below. I have a bunch of new journals that I've created for purchase, and they'll be in the shop. So here is I had this for the longest time. It's just like a ribbon that is made to look like leaves. And I thought, how cute would that look as a vine? So I created the journal and kind of made it very outdoorsy, nature, and obviously what a castle would look like. Distressed, did a lot of brick here and distressed, and I hand stamped behind the castle window, time stood still. And this is a embellishment that I had. And then here, if you can see that, there is a little watch face that I took apart, a broken watch, and I took the face and I stuck it in there. So having that whole theme going where time stood still with a clock. And then this was a jute that had some leaves on it. I thought it went perfectly with the leaves here. And that's my closure. So I just untie this, and that's what keeps it closed. And I just pull this off. And so here in this window, we have a lovely maiden. Her name is Amelia, and we're going to learn a little bit more about her as we go through the journal. So let's take a peek, shall we? Here is the castle that we're going to be talking about in this journal. And I created a little journal card here, Whispers of Tales Told Long Ago, because I'm sure throughout generations stories have been told about this castle and the people that ran it. Wisdom, and a journaling card here, and some music. Music was very, very popular back then. They had a lot of like banquets and festivals and entertainment. So I incorporated a lot of music into it. And then I created a pocket here. And like I said, any type of images that you see is all from the Graphics Fairy. Even on this frame that I created here, this is their paper. And I made this pocket. And in this pocket, we have Amelia. Now, Amelia, she is the keeper of secrets. So she keeps the secrets of the castle within the castle walls. I created a little pocket here on the back, and printed out some roses, and then another castle. Perhaps that castle was like a family member, something generational, or passed down in like in genealogy, things of that nature. So she knows anything and everything that goes on in the castles, like the entire layout, like maybe passages, is like secret passages, the building, the construction, um, secret chambers, treasures, documents, hidden doors, tunnels, like all everything that makes the castle itself in its construction. She knows everything, where everything is. So she is the keeper of the secrets. And then she just goes back in this little pocket right here and did a bunch of vintage trim. And over here, if you can see this here, that's hand stamped. And then I cut it out and put it on there to give it a nice little flourish. And over here, in this pocket, I did some lace, and here is a charm that is a clock representing, again, time standing still. Here's another image that I printed and punched out a circle with one of these men. And here's a castle and some greenery. This is a guitar. I know there's a name for that. I don't know that off the top of my head, back in that era. And a sunflower. I did a lot of nature in this journal. Here is a hand-stamped clock by Red Lead, and I embossed that, again, using the whole time theme. And then on this side, I had some of this like tapestry fabric that I've used on the journal, and I had a piece of that, so I used that there for some remnants, and tea dyed some trim, some paper. I hand dyed a lot of paper, tea dyed it, so you'll see that throughout the journal. Some beautiful flowers, and then inside here with this little envelope that I flipped over and distressed, I stamped Sing Sweet. These I printed out and then cut out, made them little journaling cards, Peace Within Your Soul, Treasure Your Dream, and just use those to put into this little envelope, and they fit nicely and snugly in there. And then flips over, and I put this cute little ribbon on there. Here's another one of those men. And over here we have a journaling card, and we have a squirrel, and they're going to see some animals in here because they have to do with nature, and they live on the grounds also. Here's some of the gardens within the castle, and we'll get to that when we get through some of these pages here. So here's some handmade paper that I literally handmade it, then emulsified it and dried it out, and that was really fun. So I incorporated that in there, distressed it, did some vintage trim, stamping here, and then I colored it in with some pencils. This is hand stamped, some more images, a little fabric tab on some book paper. Clip that on that side, and on this side I have another hand stamped image, a journaling card, butterflies, hand dyed tea paper, an image of a window. Did a little tab here with some extra scrap paper, and then I had a little bit of that paper from the beginning that I was showing you, and I just used that as a remnant. So that's a nice journaling card. Music paper. This was just like a random embellishment I had, and I thought it went well, so I just put that in there. That was just something from my stash. And then shoes, because all of the maidens and princesses, they had their beautiful gowns and their clothing, their shoes, everything. And talk about things being handmade. I couldn't even imagine what it took to create clothing back then. So I kind of want to incorporate a little bit of that into the journal. And then I had a little tag, nostalgia, and put a little ribbon on there. And then over here we have some more butterflies. Distress that. in there. And then in here, we have a pocket where we have the layout of the actual grounds of the castle. And Amelia knows all of that. She knows where everything is. She 100% has control of all of that. So we kind of put that in a little secret pocket here, since she keeps all the secrets. And then on this page, I created another pocket. I stenciled with a Tim Holtz die and created this tag, used some vintage trim. And then on this side, this is dark room door, which is a rubber stamp, and it reminded me of a castle with the windows and the door. And here is another maiden, and she also keeps secrets. Nice journaling cards. I can write like a title or something there. And then I created and made this look really, really old, like a document, music that survived from many, many, many years ago. And I just put all of those into that pocket. Hand stamped here, some book paper, and then here are some keys that I attached because Amelia has keys to everything in the castle, all doors, all secret passages, everything. And then over here, this comes out, and this is like I'm thinking like a greenhouse where they have a lot of their plants and vegetation. And then I put a butterfly here, printed that out and put that on top. And so as that goes in there, and then you turn the page, this will flip out over here, and we have a princess here. And then that just folds in like that. Some more butterflies, music paper, a little bit more of my fabric tapestry there, material. And then I some extra, this was actually, no, they do have the tabs. I was saying that I used it from scrap paper, but there are tabs that you can print and cut out, and that's what I used the tabs with. An embossed journaling card I created and distressed it. Another stamped image, more sunflowers. And then over here we have a maiden, and this flips over and out this way. And so first, let's do this. First, we have a little fox, and there's a lot of them in the gardens, so we're going to call him Sir Fox-a-lot. I thought that was appropriate. And I just clipped him right there. And so turn this over, and there's another castle. Perhaps that's generational, or maybe it's people that they know, good friends, something that was important to them to keep. And we're just going to attach him right back there, clip him in, and then he just folds in like that. And then over here there's a little glassine bag, and in that bag I created a little tiny journal. And that fits nicely in there. And this folds over, a little bit more of that fabric I had. Some old stationery I had. This stationery I have had since I was a little girl, like seriously. And I just thought, how cute would that be to incorporate that in here. Some book paper, handmade paper. And now we are going to get to Isabella. Isabella, who is on this tag that I've created, she is the keeper of secrets of the family history. And she keeps the secrets of the family history inside the heritage book. And here is the heritage book with her quill to write down everything that she knows about the family heritage, stories, traditions, genealogy, written documents, births, deaths, marriages, the keeper of the books, anything recorded, coat of arms, family crests, things of that nature. And so that's her job in the castle, to make sure all of that is documented and kept. And on the back here also, I created a pocket and put some tags in there. And we have a little chipmunk. I'm sure there's multiple chipmunks that live on the grounds. And some paper, some book paper. I stamped a quill on the book paper, another journaling card, some hand-dyed tea paper. These were embossed, and they're kind of like, I don't know, like plants or ferns, and I thought that would look appropriate. Another one of those embellishments I had from my stash. Music paper, a butterfly, handmade paper. My favorite memory can be written on here with this little chipmunk, and it can be, I can, you know, write over here on the back. And some tea-dyed paper. Here's another maiden. She also has secrets. There's a little tab right there that I put and did some hand-stamped images there, some vintage trim, a butterfly. There's Sir Fox-a-Lot again. These were just like random things I had again from my stash. Stamped some plants here from red lead. And then this just flips that way. And this comes over that way. Here's another castle. And we have some journaling there. We can do a little side pocket, another stamped image by red lead, and just a little scrap that I had left over, so I put that in there. And some more images. Here is a little envelope that, again, from my stash, stamped here, created like a little brick wall, used that as a pocket, put those embellishments in there. And then inside here, I created these tiny little journaling cards. That's Sir Fox-a-Lot with some foxglove plant and Mr. Chipmunk there. And I thought that would be cute just to slide in there, and they tuck away nicely. Another hand-stamped image and some shoes. Used some scrap paper for a tab. That probably came off of that. And then this kind of reminded me of maybe some type of fabric that they had back then, so I just had a piece of it and stapled that to the top. And then when you open this up, I've got some little shoes here that I've attached when I made my signature. Some book paper. And now we are going to learn about Elizabeth. Elizabeth, she keeps the secrets of the grounds behind the garden gate. And here is the gate. And she knows everything when it comes to the gardens, the plants, the trees, the herbs that they plant, the vegetation, the food, the cemetery, animals, the courtyard. She knows everything. So she is the keeper of all of that. And I have her with some vintage trim, some more of the paper that I adhered to the frame. Oh, and on the back, she also has a pocket. And she has a little squirrel, Sir Fox-a-Lot, some plants, and they all fit nicely in there. And she goes in her pocket here. Another hand-stamped clock that I embossed, and then I had these extra hands. They're like metal clock hands. They're from Tim Holtz, and I just put them in there. I used you can buy like a pack of them, and then I used them for a bunch of other projects, and that was the last that I had. So I thought that kind of looked cute. Little tab that says keepsake, and this is a paper bag, so I left that open, and I could put anything I need in there, or you know, anything, whatever I decide to put in there. Another maiden. She Keeps Promises tab I used, some scrap paper there, and then I leave her on the top so that little tab sticks out, and then that folds in. You bring that over, and now here is the queen. I thought that it would be appropriate that the queen was in the journal, because the king and queen, they own and make sure everything runs properly with the castle. So I printed her out, and then I printed out one of these frames, and then I put her behind it and have like a little, it's kind of like a little velour trim there with a butterfly. And then on this side we have some Mr. Sir Fox-a-Lot journaling card. Another one here, a little tiny one here, and then here's Mr. Chipmunk, and they created this as like a little card. And it just slips in there real nicely. Nice little square. I like the size of it. And put that into that side pocket here. And some paper. This is, I like to think of this as some lace from maybe one of the princess's dresses, or the queen's, maybe like a wedding gown. And so I just put that there with some vintage trim. Did a little piece of paper here with one of the tabs, a butterfly, some book paper behind it, and I stamped with the red lead plant stamp here, and some more handmade paper, music paper, my hand tea-dyed paper, some more shoes over here, and then in the back I have this little envelope that I had from some kind of kit, so I attached it to the back, and this is like a little pocket that has some dried flowers. Maybe they dried some flowers back then and saved it for like keepsakes. Another castle and some beautiful flowers. And then this is an old document that survived. Did some stamping on the bottom, and then those just fold up and go back into that pocket. And then that gets just wound around there. And that is the back. So that is my journal. I absolutely love it. This one is just, I just love how it came out, and I just love using the images. Just wonderful. Check out the Graphic Fairies site down below. Check out my Etsy shop if you would like to, please. And as always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I had so much fun making this journal and sharing it with you. So I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.